Welcome, 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 welcome back, family. Welcome back to the Reiki Healing Hope community. If you are new to the channel, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, to comment, because you know I love to hear what's going on with you all. I only ask that if you do comment, you only comment higher vibrational things and for our highest vibrational good, so that we can keep this a safe community where everyone feels comfortable coming back to. Okay, so today we have a special session. Our session is going to be some pulling, some cutting, and asking the universe for what we want. So a little bit of light work, shadow work for our overall healing. The crystals we're using today to hold the space are crystals that look very similar, but just in different colors. Selenite, black kyanite, and blue kyanite. We're using these as kind of like a trifecta of energy. We have the higher vibrational energy here. We have our lowest vibrational energy here. And by lowest, I mean lower chakra, not lower in not goodness, but the lowest chakra. So the physicality, as well as our throat and our third eye. So seeing that vision, having that voice, and balancing these things out. So as we start all of our practice, we open it with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer, just a prayer to connect us to community. So do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay, sounds good. May I take your hand? Dear Mother, Father God, and all for our highest vibrational good, please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Kutumi, the Archangels, the Spirit Guides, Spirit Animals, Ancestors in our lineage, all for our highest vibrational good only. Please allow us to move forward in our evolutionary path, letting go of the toxic path and living in the fruitful future. And I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, so just relax here. I'm going to get our candle going. You all know what the candle's for. Whatever comes up, if you need to send it somewhere, you can send it here. It is a Reiki infused candle, meaning it is moving any of the energy onto its next evolutionary path. So you don't have to be an energetic pack rat. You can let things go. And then let's also open you up and clear you out. Just breathing here. Breathing, breathing, breathing. I'm gonna be doing some Reiki symbols on you. Okay, beautiful. Just breathe here. Breathe here. Breathe here. Breathe here. I'm gonna be connecting in with myself just to hold the space. Amen. Okay. So I'm going to reposition this right here, just to give me some space to work. Place that right here. And I'm going to start to do some pulling out. Some pulling out. And just breathe here. Working with the aura field. Working with that energy that's taking up too much space, the clutter. We talked about in our previous video last week soul contracts. And we talked about these contracts that we have with other people in our perspective of our lives. And what came up was sometimes there's a lot of clutter. So you get to have the choice to end certain contracts. And usually that's contracts you have with people, codependency, or toxic energy. And in order to get there, you kind of have to remove all the fluff. Because there's a lot of things that if you're just used to it happening, you won't see that you need to remove it. It's kind of like going into a house and seeing someone who's like a hoarder. And they're not realizing how much of a mess it is, because what they see is everything has a place. They keep on accumulating and accumulating, and it takes some eyes outside of them to realize, like, okay, you need to move this out. Especially once they take everything out, they're like, wow, I didn't really even know I was living like that. So right now we're just going to remove any energetic hoarding. So I'm going to pull any kind of cord cutting, removing those soul contracts that are no longer serving you. You can let them go. Doesn't mean you don't love those people. Doesn't even mean that they can't stay in your life. They just can't stay in it in the way that you've been doing it. It's not healthy. And the universe is telling you that as well. It's not allowing those things to flourish anymore. It's like, look, time to move on. Time to move to a higher vibrational pattern. Okay. I'm going to keep cutting there in a second. But just putting this black kyanite against your energetic field. Just seeing what comes up. Looking for the deepest and greatest emotional healing. Okay. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Good job. Just continue to breathe deeply like this. And every time you exhale, you're letting something go, something taking up too much space, sending it to the transformational flame, the flame represented or a representation of Saint Germain, the archangel of our evolutionary process. So you're sending this lower vibrational energy onto its next evolutionary process. So you're actually doing something very helpful to this energy by allowing it to evolve and move forward, and that energy being used to propel into the light and goodness. And what just came up for me in the moment was thinking of, like, you know, when you look at a solid, everything is vibrating. Every molecule, every particle is vibrating. If you look at a solid, it's very compact, but the particles are still vibrating just a little bit. When it's liquid, when it's gas, when it gets all the way up to that gas and then the plasma state and on, the molecules are just going crazy. So in an analogy here, think about anything that you're holding on to that's lower vibrationally and that it's holding you back. That's more of like frozen, like a solid. But if you want that energy to evolve to its liquid, gas, and beyond state, you have to release it and let it go. Because if you hold on to it, you're just creating the opportunity for it to just remain the same there, to flourish there, to attract other energy there. And when our spiritual self, our energetic self, comes into contact with that lower vibrational energy, it brings up things like anxiety, depression, anger, sadness, all of these things that the relationship between the spirit and the body, it doesn't work well doing that. The relationship between the spirit and the body actually needs higher vibrational energy in order to feel its best. Now, lower vibrational experiences, they happen in life. It's a part of life. It's a part of the healing journey. But when you come into contact with those experiences, you have a choice. You can allow them to flourish, in which you become engulfed in it, or you can use that energy to propel you forward because you're moving that energy onto its next evolutionary path. So instead of being engulfed in it, you get to jump on top of it, and its motion is propelled. So it comes into contact with you because it's asking for help, or energetically it's asking to be transformed to its next evolutionary step. But you have to have the awareness, the trust in yourself, and the confidence to help this energy along its process rather than to become completely engulfed in it. If you see people who work kind of with populations in need, it can be very easy to become very pessimistic, even angry at, you just see so much kind of calamity. But if you make the choice to say, okay, well, I'm going to use this as fuel to get these people as many resources or as much access as I possibly can, you're using that energy to catapult you all together. So it's all about a choice here. And so that's bringing up asking the universe for what you want. So you're letting go of the fluff of the past, things that are taking up too much space. But if you're going to be asking the universe for what you want, be very clear. You know, if you have an idea, okay, this is what I want to do and I'll get around to it. Nope. Start to ask now. Start to say, how can I make this the best it can be now? And we're still in a retrograde period for November. But after retrograde, and especially after the shadow period, after December 7th, it'll give us the opportunity to start to take all these plans and put them into action. So this is the moment where you should be going into your meditation practice. I tell you this all the time, even 5 minutes, going into your meditation practice and asking, well, how can I bring these gifts into reality, into fruition? What can I do here? And as I was going through my meditation practice today, I was looking deep inside and like trying to understand, okay, so where's the roadblock? This is what needs to happen. So where's the roadblock? Where's the roadblock? Where's the roadblock? And so what I found was it stemmed from the core of ask the universe for what you want. I think we're so used to trying to do things on our own, or feeling like we have to work for something. It has to be earned, not realizing that you could be earning something already, and your limited focus, or our physical limited focus, is not allowing us to see that we've already been working hard for this. To surrender and release and let the universe bring these things to us. So just go ahead and ask, and have the confidence to be patient, and to release the need to be in control all the time. Because when we're in control, or what we think is control, what we think is going on is that we're owning our power. But that's not it at all. Owning your power means you're not living in codependent or toxic relationships. It means having boundaries. It means stepping up to the plate when you have something you're really good at and you need to share it with community and share it with others. Having unconditional love, compassion for yourself first, and letting that overflow be released to other people. That's what power is. But when we're trying to be in control, what it is a very, very deep sense of insecurity, that we can't move forward unless we do this a certain way, in a way that we want it to be done. That makes us feel, in control, godlike, strong. But really, it's just the insecurity wanting a place to still live. So surrender. Surrender to the universe and ask for what you want. And this is how you can do it. Just simply say to the universe, hi, universe. I am so grateful for, and say what you're grateful for, that I'm able to live in, and whatever you want your future to be, say that you're living in it now. That I want to live in that I live in a fruitful future. And then say, universe, I would love to have X, Y, and Z. And that's when you start asking for what you want. Universe, I want to be connected with X, Y, and Z. If you want to take it another level, say you want to be connected to the right business partner. You say what you're grateful for, and then you take it to the next level by saying, I have the perfect business partner in my life, and we are doing things to change the world and change financial security or financial success or something like that. You have to say it as if it is already happening now. If that's hard for you to wrap your brain around, you can also say, I want this to come in my life. But you have to live from a state of being now. Because energetically, if you make that connection, as we talked before in the soul contracts, things take a little bit more time to come to you in the physical. But energetically, you can have everything you want right now. But to have the confidence to stay in that energetic space while it's coming to your body, that's going to take some time, and that's going to take some patience. And so sometimes people come and do the practice, they'll feel really good in one session, and because the body doesn't instantly catch up, meaning the situation doesn't physically happen immediately, that you're not completely surrounded by something new immediately, they kind of let go of this energetic practice and they're stuck in the same kind of rut. What I'm saying is sending the universe gratitude, asking for what you want by stating, I currently have this, I have this, whatever it is that you want, and being consistent with that. Because then the body will catch up to the energy and the spirit. And the higher your energy and spirit goes, the more that you will come to you. But the hard part is the consistency and the discipline of doing so. I see that in practice. I see that in clients. I see that in myself for things. It's just tough. We are these, spiritual beings having this physical experience. And that's tough within itself, because what comes up is, not feeling like wanting to do something, not feeling good, having mental anguish. And these things kind of convince us to derail when it's just a moment. I saw this really, really beautiful saying that says, I want to be like the moon. I want to continue to show up in all the phases I'm in. Isn't that nice? No matter what, you're showing up for yourself and your purpose. So I'm just kind of putting this over you, so that you may be able to see the vision that you want, or that you are going for in your future. A vision of love, happiness, openness, releasing the things of the past, embracing the fruitful future now. 3 deep breaths for me. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath. Inhale. Exhale. Congratulations. You did a fantastic job today. So let's go ahead and close ourselves up by just saying a little prayer together. I'm going to put this one down. Okay. Dear Mother and Father God, please close us up from community today, allowing us to be rooted and anchored in all the wisdom that we have been exposed to in our own individual healing, as well as healing with community. Let our hearts be open to our path, and our mind's eye to be consistent. Let us surrender to the universe and ask and live in exactly what we want. Let our purpose flourish. Let us be here to help others. But most importantly, let us be here to heal ourselves, so that when people come into contact with us, they only experience the higher vibration and the higher vibrational energy of us continuing to move forward in our evolutionary path. And I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Well, family, you did a fantastic job today. To those who, are done with the video, go ahead and just clear you out there. Good job. Clear you out. clearing myself out. Okay, so you can go. For everybody else who wants to stay and chat, I'd like to say, number one, thank you for being a part of this community. The end of next month, this community will be a year old, so definitely comment if there's something special you want me to do. Things I've heard are a live healing, which I did before. The only tricky thing about live healings is just knowing when to do it, so that I can get the optimal quietness here, as well as, we're all working in different time zones, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. Just throwing it out there, being practical, and just give me your what do you want to do to celebrate. I've also been thinking about a giveaway, so maybe doing a giveaway to celebrate that. But in the giveaway, I'm like, what do I give away? What do I give away? Maybe I'll do a package of something like energetic things. I'll go to the crystal shop and see if I can find things that I want to kind of curate and give away. But I don't know. I have a lot of energetic jewelry. But I don't know if everybody wants energetic jewelry. So I have things like that, really kind of cute things like that. But yeah, so I'm just thinking out loud. Just tell me what it is that you want. It might be a combination of all of these things. Like I have like a live healing and we come together and then the winner is announced there. So if you want to win, you have to be there. Okay, community, I think this is working out. Or it can be, we all don't have the same time. So I'm going to keep on thinking about that. Also, I have been more active on Instagram. So follow us on Instagram at Reiki Healing Hope. I do posts, I do stories, and I'm slowly but surely adding a little bit more of the background information. Like when I do research for wisdom learnings, I added that to the story, and I'll probably do some more talking and some more posting. But if you're on Instagram and you're doing something like your own meditation practice or something like that, go ahead and at us at Reiki Healing Hope, and we could like feature you or like just shout you out, because I know my intention is to create a space where people connect very deeply and richly into their healing experience through meditation, through whatever it is that you do. So I would love to showcase you in that kind of way, but whatever it is. So I'm just going to say one more time, thank you so much for being a part of the community. I cannot wait until our birthday. I think our channel is a Capricorn. Ooh, what do I want to say? I want to say like building up. I want to say maybe industrial, enterprising. How enterprising are we? But yes, so until next time, if no one has said it to you today, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I love you. I really appreciate all the beautiful things you're doing. And take care of yourself. So until next time.